Well guys, I just got off the bus and now I'm going to be solo backpacking for the next night and then catching the bus in the morning to head back to school. A little in between school days backpacking trip. Should be absolutely insane. But for now, I've got to make my way to my camping spot. So I'm gonna make my way to the Great Western Trailhead. That's the trail that I'm gonna be backpacking on today. And I've got to see if I can find my backpack where my dad has stashed it, because my dad stashed my backpack so I didn't have to take it to school. So we got to go ahead and find that backpack and then get backpacking. First thing we're passing, Fremont River, here on our way to the Great Western Trailhead. Well, we have made it to the Great Western Trailhead and to the supply drop. Shout out to my dad for dropping off this supplies because we're gonna need it. All right, guys, well, we're all suited up. I think it's time to get hiking because we got about 2 miles to hike until we get to the camping spot. What I'll do right now actually is I'll go ahead and I'll throw up the route that I've planned on Hunt Onyx. I'll throw that up on the screen real quick so you guys can kind of see what I'm gonna be hiking, the trail I'm gonna be pursuing. Pretty easy hike so far. We're just hiking along this little ATV trail right here, the Great Western Trail. I've always found the Great Western Trail to be absolutely fascinating. In fact, I'll go ahead and share a voiceover right now, just telling you guys a little bit about what the Great Western Trail is and some of the history behind it. High on the mountains of the West runs one of the longest trails in America, the Great Western Trail. Stretching nearly 4,500 miles from Canada all the way down to Mexico, this trail cuts right through the backbone of Utah. Along the way, you pass alpine forests, red rock deserts, and some of the wildest country in the state. Hikers, bikers, horseback riders, and off-road explorers all use different sections of the trail. The idea is simple. Follow the mountains south, and you can travel the entire length of the American West. One trail, thousands of miles, and endless places to explore. It is that time of the year where the mule deer start to shed their antlers, late February, early March. So I gotta keep my eyes peeled because there is quite a few mule deer that hang out in this area. It'd be pretty cool to pick up some sheds. That's where we're planning on camping tonight. Still got a bit of a hike left. I've also heard some tales about some mountain lions roaming this area. Be pretty cool to see one from a distance, Wow, that was insane. I just jumped 3 nice bucks. I had them at about 100 yards right here, and then I just videoed them walking up that hill right there. That was insane. 3 nice bucks. They all still had their antlers on, but like I said, they're gonna be dropping soon. So I guess I got a good new shed hunting spot. That was sick. Well, I'm making my way off the Great Western Trail. I'm gonna go ahead and just start bushwhacking and just beeline my way straight to the camp, which should be right on the other side of that rock where the sun's shining. So we've officially made it onto that north-facing slope, and because it's north-facing, we're getting into a little bit more snow and whatnot because the sun isn't shining on it as often. I'm gonna be looking for a spot just like this. This is south facing, so I should be protected from the wind and whatnot. So something similar to this, about half a mile down the road, is what we'll be looking for. Let's get to it. Wow. I was just hiking past this overhang, and I looked down and I spotted what seems to be some coyote or bobcat scat. Let's go see if we can see the tracks. Some sort of coyote or bobcat's been making this place their home. Not a bad place to live, if you ask me. Well, guys, I think we finally found a perfect camping spot right here. It's a nice and flat little area. We got this wind block right here, and it's kind of in a canyon, so there shouldn't be hardly any wind tonight. Should keep us nice and warm. Plus, there's plenty of firewood for me to scavenge up. I did sacrifice a little bit of time getting some cool shots. I mean, the Alpenglow and the snow and the red rock. It was just absolutely just stunning. So, it's gonna get dark pretty soon. I'm gonna go ahead and set up camp, get my tent up and my sleeping bag all ready because I don't want to be doing that in the dark. And then we're gonna be cooking up some delicious dinner. But like I said, first things first, time to get the tent set up. Let's get to it. All right, well, welcome to my humble abode. This is where I'll be sleeping tonight. But for now, I think it's time to throw on the headlamp and start gathering up some firewood because we have got a feast on the menu tonight. So let's get to it. Well, guys, as you can see, I've got the fire going and I've got a healthy amount of spare firewood because tonight we are going to be having an outdoor boys style meal. We're going to be cooking up some marinated steaks, and then we're going to throw in a little bit of diced onions, some diced mushrooms, maybe a few diced peppers. We'll just see all the fixins. We just got to let this fire smolder for a little bit longer so we can get some of those coals that we can put the pan on and thus cook the steak on. Let this fire keep burning and keep you guys updated. We've got some pre-marinated steaks right here. 3 little steaks. My dad marinated these last night, so they should be tasting super good. Well, take a look at that, my friends. 3 beautifully marinated steaks, some onions, and some mushrooms. Man, after a long day of school and hiking, I'm ready to dig into this. First things first, let's try the steak. Wow, juicy, flavorful. It's got that nice little campfire crust to it. Oh, that's good stuff. I'm gonna easily eat all 3 of these. One steak down. Let's give the onions and mushrooms a try. Steaks, onions, and mushrooms, one of my favorite meals. Plus, cooked fresh off a campfire. And to make this meal even better, we're gonna top it off with some dessert. A fresh baked muffin made by my mom yesterday. Shout out, Mom. Oh yeah. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Well, guys, I'm just sitting here by the fire, decompressing. It's just absolutely absurd that I was sitting in math class 4 hours ago, and now I'm out here in the wilderness. I set up camp, I built this fire, cooked steaks, hiked 3 miles out here, and I'm so lucky to be able to live in an area where I'm able to do these things. One of the cool parts about this video is that I was hiking along the Great Western Trail, which runs all the way from Mexico to Canada. Today, I just explored a very, very small piece of that, but it felt to me like I got to enjoy it in its entirety. I'm sorry, I know I'm rambling, but man, if you've ever sat by a campfire by yourself underneath the southern Utah stars, then you know just how many thoughts come to your head. You step away from that constant stimulation and you really get to, express thoughts that are usually just suppressed. But that's enough talk for tonight. I think it's time to get this fire put out and crawl into my tent because I got to get it to bed early. Like I said, I got to wake up at 5 a.m. to catch the bus. It's going to come by my stop at about 6:50 a.m. So let's get this fire put out. I'm about ready to hit the snoozer. Well, guys, I climbed in here into my tent. It is 9:30 on the dot. I'm going to try to get to sleep as soon as I possibly can because I have to be waking up at 5 in the morning tomorrow. Then I've got to pack everything up and get on my four-wheeler, which is stashed not too far away from here. My dad actually stashed that for me here, so I can just go ahead and jump on that in the morning and head straight to the bus. Man, what a crazy adventure. Off the bus, hike, set up camp, cook some delicious steak dinner, sit under the night stars, and just, get to reflect and really feel a deep connection with this beautiful nature out here. But this was the easy half of the adventure. 5 a.m. is going to come really fast, so I'm going to get to sleep. I'm going to see you guys in the morning. Wish me luck. Well, good morning, guys. It's currently 5 a.m. I want to give myself about an hour or so to get everything packed up, and then about 30 minutes or so to get on the four-wheeler and get back home to the bus stop. The bus will be to my house at 7 a.m. on the dot. Waking up was the hard part, but I think it's time to start packing everything up. Let's get to it. All right, guys, we're all packed up now. Now it's time to just go find our stashed four-wheeler, load up, and ride that thing into town, because we can't be missing this bus, and it comes here pretty soon. So time to find this four-wheeler and get out of here. All right, guys, here's the four-wheeler, right where my dad said he'd leave it. All right, I think it's time to get out of here. Getting out of here right as the sun is starting to rise. All right, guys, I made it here just in time. The bus should be coming over that hill any moment. Good morning. Well, guys, that sums up today's adventure. It's crazy. Yesterday, I was in math class, and last night, I was alone in the wilderness. I feel like a lot of people wait for the perfect time to do something big, but you need to realize that there isn't one. You don't necessarily have to go backpacking alone in the wilderness, but do something that pushes you to your limits. Something that makes you a little bit nervous. You don't have to go far to feel far. Just take that first step. Thanks for tuning in to another Hook and Hike adventure, and I'll see you after school.